Welcome to the Creative Playing Podcast Network. Join us as we review our favorite RPGs, collectible card games, MMOs, video games, PC games, and bring up interesting topics and things that we'd like to share with everyone. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Hey guys, welcome back to Creative Playing Podcast Network. It's day 13 of the RPGADAY challenge. What makes a successful campaign?
Well, if I had to say there needs to be a specific goal. Not just, okay, we're going to just go into the dungeon and become murdering hobos. Fine, and be a murdering hobo, but let's have a plan. Okay, we have a specific objective, an end goal, because then that finishes that campaign as opposed to, oh, well, you just cleared out the dungeon, you know.
Yep, I completely agree on that one. For a successful campaign, you need a storyline that you're sort of semi-sticking to. It can, of course, evolve in side quests and all, but you need a storyline that's the actual storyline. You know, you need a beginning, a middle, and end. And also, I'd say for the campaign, you need a lot of energy from the players as well as the GM. You know, it can't be just one person contributing. It needs to be a flow of the whole group, you know.
Yeah, and of course, speaking of GMs, not only you need a GM who's fluid. A GM who can roll with the punches, so to speak, because there are going to be players that just completely derail any path that a GM had been set. And you need to make a successful campaign, I think that GM has to be able to flow with those changes, rather than, railroading the players into a specific path.
Because for campaigns, it's difficult doing the railroad campaign or the sandbox campaign. You got to be something of the middle ground, because some players, intentional and unintentional, will railroad a game. Usually it's unintentional because a lot of times in the campaign, if you don't remind your players, they forget what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Especially if it's one of those campaigns that goes 2 or 3 years. You can sit there and go, we just finished the side quest. What were we doing again?
Well, see, I don't necessarily like a campaign that lasts for years, but I do like groups that can last for years. So it's like I would love to see another one with Tilda.
Oh, heck yeah.
You know,
from season 1 of
exactly.
D&D Journey of the 5th Edition.
But the Mines of Fendelvin and stuff, that was done. That was a done
we finished
campaign.
That campaign, yeah. And campaigns, I mean, the reason why they call it a campaign is like a military campaign. When you went to the campaign at the, Germania, for the Romans, it was a campaign. When that finished, they moved to the next campaign. Mm-hmm. It's you can continue the gaming group, you can continue the characters. It's just, campaigns are used to capsulate a game session.
And also, I think it keeps things fresh.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh God, we're still doing this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's not a campaign, that's a war.
Yeah. If you look at Lord of the Rings, it's 3 campaigns.
Yeah. And it's like, otherwise, you're literally just doing the same thing, Mm-hmm. It's nice to, for a campaign to just have a specific run, and then, okay, now we're on to something new.
Yeah. And as a GM, a campaign ending is a good thing because you can reassess the game world and see, hey, is there anything new I need to change? Are there any vacuums in the ecosystem now that need to be filled? Hey, we got rid of that powerful sorcerer who ruled the kingdom. Well, guess what? I need another big bad. There was actually a dragon he was keeping asleep in a cave. So, next campaign is this. Mm-hmm. And you can ask your players at the end of a campaign what they want. How their characters change. Any change in life paths that they may have. So, Kelly, go ahead and sum up what you need for a successful campaign.
A fluid GM, a specific goal. Those are the ideal.
Players that show up to the games. And a GM.
No, that's what makes a successful game session.
True.
Yeah.
All right, so that's day 13 for the August RPG Day Challenge. Thanks for listening, guys. Hey gamers, Jim here from Creative Play and Podcast Network. If you're in the Tucson area this September and October, I've got a special message for you. Hey, this is Karen from RinCon. We are having our convention from September 30th through October 2nd here in Tucson, Arizona. Come out and play every kind of game under the sun with us. We've got role-playing, board games, minifigs, CCGs, we've got Artemis, we have panels with special guests, and this year the theme is steampunk. So get out your, dust off your dirigibles, get out your chapeaus and put them on, come on down.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.